Rule 4. Each speaker has 5 minutes to speak and will be advised by a time keeper when 30 seconds remain. Speakers are not allowed to cede or yield their time to any other person. There shall be a cumulative limit of 60 minutes available for public comment. If requested by the chairperson and approved by majority vote of the board, the time allocation for individuals and/or the cumulative limits may be altered. The board has the discretion to restrict comments that are repetitive, redundant, or inappropriate. Let's begin.
That green light, that's the
Microphone.
microphone.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, thank you. The purpose that I came down here for is because of the issues that were to be addressed today with the voting and how it impacts a lot of us citizens from both perspectives. I know there's cases that are going against Trump to be off the ballot and also as well as Biden to be off the ballot. But this is where I feel, and many of our citizens feel, that it's an infringement on our civil rights, basically citizens' rights, and suppression of freedom of speech for the First Amendment as well as the 15th Amendment. And I understand that there's going to be a vote taken on, I believe, January 30th or so forth. And I just wanted to bring some of the things before you all, just so that before you make your decision on removing any of the presidents off of the ballot, that we just feel, many of us citizens feel that if you start doing that, then that set of precedents for being able to go against anyone who has a dislike for anyone who is running for a position in the government. And some of the things that I wanted to bring up as well is I want to go back to voting rights. And also from the point in time where we'll talk about the 15th Amendment, the right to vote. And based on race, color, or previous condition of servitude. And if we have a particular person that is running for a position and that is removed from them, then that feels like that takes away our voice as well for freedom of speech. And I want to go back to where the Library of Congress has spoken about this and had this documented, that as of the House of Representatives, there were 144 Republicans that voted to approve the 15th Amendment, with 0 Democrats that did not approve that amendment. Also with the Senate, 33 Republicans that did against 0 Democrats that didn't. And we know that Chicago is primarily a Democratic city. But we also have the whole state of Illinois that is dependent upon Chicago as well, that makes those decisions of what this state is going to do in regards to our voting rights and whom is going to potentially be presidential in office. Also, another thing about that is with Trump being disqualified, there's potentially a mass ballot purge where this can now go to the U.S. House. So we don't want the House making a decision on our rights. We want the citizens to be able to make a decision on our rights. So therefore, that's what I'm coming down here to speak about, and I'm just gonna not go through everything that I have here, but some sources that I have gotten information from, being DW, NPR, Newsweek, in regards to inciting insurrection is not a treason. And MSN judge that had ruled that the state insurrection, but can't be disqualified from the 2024 ballot per the Colorado judge, even though he feels that Trump did some insurrection, but cannot be disqualified. Financial Times, NBC News, CNBC, acquitted by Senate in second impeachment trial. So when I go to talk about Trump and these incitements and insurrections, I also wanted to go back to where it spoke about the representatives in Congress for the 3rd section of the 14th Amendment. And in that section, when I went to the Congress page, it says no person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of the president and vice president. So as many of these stories that are going around the United States, that President Trump was doing an insurrection and incitement and so forth, I just needed to make sure that I'm clear on this third section that a lot of these cases are basing it on, that it says the elector of the president and vice president. Not so much that it is the president that can be removed from the ballot based upon this Amendment 14 and Section 3. So much of this as well, I have pulled from the article of The Hill that spoke more on the political aspect of this. In regards to also 18 U.S. Code 2383 for rebellion or insurrection of the states. And Trump was not actually accused of this in any of the cases of rebellion or insurrection of Title 18 U.S.C. 238. So I just wanted to bring that before you all, just before you make your decision on the 30th, that we as citizens and many of us that spoke about this want to be able to make that right and judgment on who we believe that is best for us, and not have any of the candidates removed, and let it be based upon the citizens, so forth. And that's all that I had.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Florence. We appreciate you making your general comments.
Thank you.
We are downtown here at Tony Perpwinkle's building, where the Voters Board had their meeting today to speak about the voters ballot for the 2024 ballot in March primaries. The cases are not live. They have to go to another section to have their discussion, but public comments were able to be made, and I have presented a public comment. Today is January 17, 2024.
Breaking news, we've been watching it all hour long. The Illinois Board of Election has decided to keep former President Trump on the primary ballot. That vote happened just moments ago. It was unanimous. Several voters filed a challenge to his candidacy, arguing that Mr. Trump shouldn't be on the ballot because of his role in the January 6th insurrection. The board did not agree.
If you like this content, forward like and come back for more.